Hello and welcome to another Lightroom photo pit stop. I'm your host Len Erickson, and today I'm going to turn around and show you some basic complexion clear up and skin softening techniques that you can do right inside Lightroom. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, here we have a nice photograph of a nice young lady. As a matter of fact, I happen to know that this lady here is a brand new mother, and you can tell here that we've got a little bit of a acne issue, which is perfectly normal for being someone so young. And we're going to go ahead and do some basic touch-ups, clear up the complexion, and maybe even soften the skin a little bit. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to come in and we're going to zoom in and take a good look at this. So we can see we most definitely do have a little bit of acne. So I'm going to go ahead and start off by using the spot removal tool. Now the spot removal tool is really easy to use. You can use your brush by sizing it with the right bracket or left bracket to make the brush larger or smaller. Okay, and when you're doing these spot corrections, try to make your brush no bigger than the area you wish to affect. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and size my brush there, and you'll notice that the circle appears next to it, and that's telling you I'm sampling from this area. Is that okay? I can drag this around and say no, sample from here, and this way it will do that. Okay, and so now I'm just going to continue going through the photo here rather quickly and haphazardly. I'm going to be doing a lot of quick touch-ups here, clean up some of the thing. And you'll notice that as I do, if I find any areas that I dislike, I'll move the sample point into another area. And I just simply continue going on, collecting the areas as we go, changing my brush up and down based on the needs, and make sure we cover the areas here. Okay, and again, remember to keep your brush size as big as it needs to get the job done, but no bigger. Okay, now a little tip here, you'll notice we've got all these areas of correction. If you want to look at the photo here without all these circles around, just simply hit the H key for hide. And now we can take a good look here, and we're looking a lot better. So we definitely have the complexion working good. Okay, so let's go ahead, and now that we've taken care of the major acne issues, let's go ahead and just soften the skin just a bit. Okay, and in order to do that, we're going to use the adjustment brush in Lightroom. So we select that, and here we're given with a panel of things we can do: exposure, adjustment, saturation, clarity, sharpness, color, etc. I'm going to go ahead and start messing with clarity. Clarity is just like it says. If I were to go positive clarity, it would paint more detail. If I use less clarity, I wind up painting and actually softening or blurring, even like a Gaussian blur. I'm going to change my brush here to maybe a 50% flow, somewhere about that. Okay, auto mask is checked so that I don't, if I accidentally paint in some areas, I don't want it to go into the hair area, for example. And I do my brush size, and then I start painting. Okay, and I'll come in and I'm painting at a negative 100% clarity, and I'm just brushing in the area, softening the skin. Now again, because I'm doing this at 50% flow, it's not too heavy-handed. Okay, you can always go back over the strokes if you need more, but take it nice and easy, nice and flow. Do your paint and come in and soften things up. Okay, again, I'm going over the area again, which is doubling the effect. Now, one thing, it's very common for people to do when they're doing this type of touch-up work is to go too much. Okay, and I'm not a believer in too much touch-up, because my rule is if you can really tell that a photo's been touched up, you've overdone it. You still want to see some pores in the skin. You still want it to appear natural. We just want to improve this girl's natural complexion. Okay, and that's our goal. Now, I think we're looking actually very good here. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is, I see her lips. Okay, maybe we could do a little more saturation with the lips. So I'm going to turn around and take a new brush, and this time, instead of shooting with clarity, I'm going to shoot with saturation. So I've moved the saturation over. Now I'm going to adjust my brush so that I don't go beyond the lips, and I'm going to click and paint in here where we paint in. I'm painting in just some saturation. Again, it's very subtle, but what I am doing is I'm making her lips ever so slightly more saturated. Okay, and I believe that that is just about right. Again, very small, subtle changes are the best way to work. Okay, all right, so now the next thing here in the picture I see, okay, the eyes. The eyes are the most important part of a portrait. The eyes should always be white, clear, sharp, and in focus. So I'm going to do another adjustment brush here, and I'm going to hit new, and I'm going to boost up the exposure, and I'm going to boost up the clarity. Okay, so I'm going to increase the exposure and increase the clarity, which makes the eyes sharper. I'm going to adjust my brush. Auto tab mask is on, and now I'm going to paint in the eye here. And you can see on how we're affecting the clarity of the eye, as well as we're brightening it. Okay, now that that brightness is a little too high, I can simply just adjust it back down by moving the slider here. Now I can adjust the effect till I'm happy with what I'm looking for. And that's just about right there. I'd say 0.42 on exposure increase, and I think that gives a really nice look. Alright, so let's go ahead and back out on this photo so we can take a look. And let's hide all these points. And I think we're looking actually really good. Let's see. The only thing, I'm going to come back here and look through our history. Okay, and you can see we've done some history. And we come back to the original. There's the original. And there's where we come. So you can see actually the little changes we made are making a very big difference. Okay, the last thing I'm going to do quickly here is just this little background. It's just a little bit distracting because it didn't quite go black when the picture was taken on a black background. So we're just going to quickly do some adjustments here. Again, I'm going to take an adjustment brush, set my exposure down, adjust my brush accordingly, nice soft brush, and now I'm going to just darken this side of the photo ever so slightly. Okay, I'm not going to overhand, but it's just distracting to me, so I'm going to go ahead and remove this left side of the photo, just blend it in with the darkness. I just think that's a better look. Yeah, and I like that very much. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so that's how you do basic touch-ups right within Lightroom using a combination of the adjustment brush, spot healing brush, and using clarity to actually do a little skin softening. I think we've got a really nice portrait here. Okay, till next time, take care.